Everything looks good on my end. You ready to see if this thing actually works?
Let's do this.
You sure? Okay. Your part is... I'll start scanning for an Institute signal to lock onto. I'm ready when you are. Okay. Hold real still. I don't want any corruption of the molecular beam. By the way, I figured this was a golden opportunity to find out as much as we can about the Institute and what they're up to. Yeah, this holotape's all set with a program that will scan their network and download anything it finds. Uh-oh. Yeah, we better hurry. And don't worry about that tubing wiggling around. It's, just there for decoration. Okay. Scanning for the Institute signal. Tracking RF. And... got it. Hold on to your butt.
Hello. I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I'm known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator. I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Sean? Oh my god. It's really you.
Who are you?
Sean, it's me.
Father, what's going on?
We're leaving this place. Together. Okay, Sean?
What's going on? Father? Father!
Sean, open the door.
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me!
Sean, please.
Father? Father? Father, help me!
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
This is insane.
The degree of trauma you're experiencing right now is understandable.
God. All we're missing are the teacups and the white rabbit.
Ah, levity. Excellent. A sure sign that you adapt quickly to stress. But I need you to realize that you have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been rewarded. It's good to finally meet you, after all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am your son.
Oh, come on. That's crazy.
I assure you, I am completely sane and entirely honest. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the son you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality. And here I am, raised by the Institute, and now its leader. To you, that would certainly seem true. But to the Institute, at that time, the year 2227, the Institute, scientific curiosity, and the goal of perfection drove them, so they followed the best example thus far.
So the weird science experiments needed specimens.
In a manner of speaking, the Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical, plenty of that was available, of course, but it had all become corrupted. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the... I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
Sean.
It really is. I know you must have questions.
Your mother. She never got to see you grow up?
Yes. What happened to her was... I've gone over the records of the incident, of course. It seems her death was an
Collateral damage? Is that all she was to you?
I forget that it's been such a short time for you. I don't have any direct memories. And I've had my entire life to cope with the loss. Has it always been easy? Of course not. For many years, I never questioned who my parents were. With old age comes regret. But what matters now is that you...
Sure.
What else can I say? Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
You knew the man was a psychopath, but you used him anyway?
Would you have preferred that I turned him loose on the Commonwealth? At least keeping him on a short leash kept the collect. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely... Institute technology prolonged his life, and his youth. He never failed the Institute. But his crew, I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. It seemed a fitting... What else can I say?
So you're in charge of the...
I am the the Institute.
But...
I was the most qualified.
Right.
I've lived my life within these walls. Dedicated. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. What? Just give me... I know there's more for us. The Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. I've been a part of something amazing here.
Sure.
And now...
Yes, that's what...
I know. I know you've been through so much. Forgive me. I'd assume that after everything I'm sure you've seen above, there is much to be done.
I'll do whatever it...
I am... The Institute is... You want to introduce yourself to the division heads. And finally, Dr. Lee in Advanced Systems. They've all been notified of your arrival, of course?
It's an honor to have you here, sir.
Almost done. Just need to tighten up this primary drive servo.
That's the third primary drive breakdown this month. As far as I'm concerned, the phase-out on these older models can't come soon enough.
Oh, I don't know. Most of them have lasted long past their projected lifespans. If you ask me, they were built pretty well.
I can't argue with that. Even so, I'm ready to see the full Gen 3 roll out.
There we go. All set.
Doc.
Unit, you can
They
return to
weren't
duty.
kidding. You really are here. Well, all right. I'm Allie Fillmore. You can think of me as the Institute's chief engineer. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. You've been through... If you don't mind my asking, what was it that kept...
I just wanted to find my son and keep...
Now that you've found him, I hope you're proud. Now, I'll give you... As you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems running smoothly. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the lab. The work we do might not be as So, now that you're here and you've spoken to...
Uh-huh. I'm just looking around.
I see. Well, please do mind what you touch. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the facilities division...
Who built this place?
The construction of the Institute is the work of generations of scientists. The original survivors of the war, our progenitors, took refuge in the basement of the old Commonwealth Institute of Technology. Over time, their sons and daughters dug deeper into the earth and built increasingly sophisticated habitats and laboratories. It's a process that's still going on today. Even now, we're digging out tunnels for new facilities and infrastructure. Just think what this place will look like 100 years from now. I hope I'm there to see it. Thanks again.
Of course.
You're here. Glad you made it.
Batch 274.
Not yet. I've been reviewing Father's plans to expand our operations at Warwick. He's eager to get that going, so I've had to put everything else to one side.
I wonder how the Warwick family is doing.
Hi, Doc.
Young
Welcome.
Wally must be close
So
to
good to
10
have you
years
here.
old now.
Dr.
It's
Clayton
remarkable
Holdren,
that any child
head of the
can
bioscience
survive
division.
for so long up there,
I
don't you
can't
think?
wait for you to see the work we're doing. It's truly amazing.
I look forward to learning more about...
In that case, let me give you a brief overview. As the name implies, the Bioscience Division specializes in fields of study. Our most important directive is to ensure the health and well-being of everyone in the Institute. To that end, we cultivate highly specialized flora. We've even started